Hodaki Big Show podcast.
It's funny, actually. We chose not to celebrate Valentine's Day this year because it was a bit of a debacle last year. Last year, I think I told you fellas about this. I said to my wife, no cooking tonight. There'll be no labour, no dishes, none of that
That's
jazz.
like you giving yourself a present.
I'm taking you out for a treat. We're going on the town to have a dinner.
A nice supper.
Yeah, a beautiful, beautiful... We went to a lovely restaurant, and I don't know if I told you about this years and years ago when we first started courting.
Oh, yeah.
My wife and I. One of the things we used to love to do was go out to dinner and do a runner.
Oh, yeah.
Sexy.
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
was
yeah.
We'd go and have a dinner, and we had a system. You know, one of us would take all the gear and go into the toilet, like the bag,
Like
and
the
phones,
drugs.
and then leave, and then the other one would eventually leave, and we'd just meet up sort of down the alley, and it was kind of fun and sexy, and would make love afterwards and stuff like that. But anyway, so I thought, God, that'd be good. Let's reenact that those times, those sexy young times. And so I took her out to the dinner, went to this flash place, man. And anyway,
plates?
They had plates, knives and forks, napkins.
Oh, hell.
They had like more than one knife and fork too.
Oh, like a salad
Knives and-
fork.
knives and forks.
Yeah, and different spoons and that.
Far out.
So anyway, the time came, we finished the meal. I grabbed the bag and the phones and the wallet and stuff and just sort of slipped. I said to my wife, I'm going to the toilet. And that was all good. Went to the toilet, took off, and ran down the street. And it was like, yeah, boy. Just hadn't quite formulated and communicated the plan to my wife, you
Right.
see. And she was sitting there wondering what the was
that's
going on, and I hadn't actually told her that it was going to do a runner.
Yeah.
And so I did a runner. And ironically, she ended up, because she didn't have a phone or her wallet, ended up having to stay in the restaurant doing the dishes all night to pay for the meal.
You said that actually she ended up doing 6 months in Remo.
She did do some time for it, yeah. She wasn't actually in Remo for long, but she did a lot of community service.
Oh, yeah, right.
Which she hated.
Because she was on remand, while she was going through the courts.
She had one of those bracelets on as well.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a debacle. So this year we just went, hey, let's just flag it. Let's not try and be romantic.
Yeah,
and all that
'cause I
stuff.
think
I love you and all that jazz.
Yeah.
We can make out tonight, maybe.
I mean, you don't have to. There's got to be a middle ground between robbing a restaurant and then just maybe getting her a present.
Keezy, the thing about it is, and I get sick of this kind of chat, restaurants make an absolute fortune.
Do
man.
they?
They don't miss a couple of meals here and there.
I thought it was real tough to
Can
do.
I just
no.
make the point? The corkage at this place costs more than my weekly groceries.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
I'm
how
not paying
flash
that,
it
man. I'm not
was.
paying that.
Yeah, no way. I'll give you corkage.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
I had a bit of a shocker, actually, fellas, this weekend. I've got to be honest with you.
Standy.
Well, I don't always have a shocker, but I did have a shocker.
Right, go on.
Saturday, went to the gym.
Oh,
God,
cool,
I
man.
just smashed it, man. In
Is
the
this you
morning.
having a shocker?
No, that's not the shocking part.
Ah, damn it.
I went to the gym and was there for 2.5, 3 hours, just smashing it.
Having a geeze.
And got home there, and my wife was still lying in bed reading her book.
Your first wife?
Yeah, my first wife. Yeah. And she said to me, what are your plans this afternoon? And I went, I don't know why. And she said, well, I hope you haven't got any because I'm taking you out for lunch. And I went, okay.
Burger
Why?
King.
Why? What's the occasion? And she said, well, it's our wedding anniversary. True story, man.
You walked right into that.
True story. And I went, yes, indeed it is too. So 2 years in a row, fellas.
I was going to say, every year that we've been doing the show, you've forgotten that.
Yeah, shocking. She took me out for a beautiful lunch. Somewhat frosty atmosphere, I have to say. But I actually blame Pugs.
Yeah,
because I
good.
said to him when he first joined that, he needed to get all my critical dates in the calendar to remind me. Did he remind me on Friday night? No, Minogue,
Nah,
he didn't.
not
And he
on.
made me look like a fool. He made you look like a fool. And especially he made Keezy look like an absolute dropkick.
I had nothing to do with it.
Unbelievable,
Yeah, it's not
mate.
good, is it?
So, and then it made it even worse by the fact that we were watching a television program that night. I was sitting on the couch here, and I made the comment that one of the actors was startlingly beautiful. And there was a
was it a man?
It was a female.
Oh, okay.
And there was a huge pause. My wife went, excuse me, what did you just say?
This is on the same day you forgot the wedding anniversary.
Same day. And I went, I was just saying that she's quite an attractive woman. And she went, I thought you said startlingly beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
So
And I went, well, I mean, just, I think it's the camera and that, that's just,
Were you having a go at yourself at the time?
Yeah, I was having a go at myself at the time too. So I didn't cover myself in glory, fellas, on Saturday.
I heard what you did cover yourself in.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Even though I did actually have a shocker and forgetting my wedding anniversary, and then I made the comment about the very attractive actress on the show that I was watching, and yes, I was having a go at myself, but at the same time, I want to make it clear that that night I was in sensational lovemaking form.
Oh, well, yeah.
So there were some amends made.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Do
Congrats.
you find you go in and out of form with your lovemaking?
What's form? What's good form?
Well, you just
Getting it over and done with quick smart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You do.
I find that I'm pretty consistent.
Lee bad.
Lee quick.
Lee awesome. Nah, I don't go in and out of form. Do you?
Oh, Keezy, is there any way you need to put it that way, man?
Nah, yeah, I mean, the way you phrased that's kind of freaked me out a little bit, actually, Keezy. It's sort of taken it down a few notches. I was trying to have an intellectual
mature
and
discussion about
conversation
lovemaking.
about lovemaking, and
Right.
you have to immediately
Hey,
pull it
Jace,
down
actually,
into
I'll just stop
massive
you there,
filth.
mate.
Yeah.
Keezy's got a bit of a headache today, so if you could just go easy on him.
Oh, if you're just joining us, by the way, this is a true story that Keezy has said to us that he's got a bit of a headache, so can we go easy on him today?
So we're
And
just going easy on him, so I'll
and-
just stop you there.
And also, he wants it known to the listeners out
What?
there, because sometimes they give him a little bit of jip on 3483, don't they?
They do.
They might send in the odd sort of Keezy text about him needing to harden up and get a backbone and that sort of stuff. So maybe just don't text in that stuff today. Or if you do, maybe just try and lift his spirits a bit, because he's
Thanks,
looking a bit
Jace.
wan, he's looking a bit pale.
He is, that's
Thank
right.
you.
And actually, on that note, I mean, when you've had an absolute shocker like you did, Jason, you were able to pull it out of the fire by being an absolute behemoth in the rack. When you forget a wedding anniversary for the second year in the row, your 27th wedding anniversary, actually 26th.
27th.
Is it 27th?
Yeah.
Wedding anniversary, and then you're speaking the thoughts. You've seen a beautiful woman on the television, and you've said out loud
Startlingly beautiful.
to your wife, "Not good, not smart."
No.
Dude,
know
you
what?
guys must have done that.
No.
God, she's...
I know.
I might think it.
No,
Right.
You might think it. No, you leave those compliments to be made by your wife. But what do you do to pull that out of the fire generally? Like, how can you salvage these things as a rule? So I'd like to know if the listeners have got any ideas around that. Because to me, gifts, you're going to need to buy some gifts. You're going to need to write some poetry.
Chores. Do a whole lot of chores.
Chores.
I do
yeah.
the chores anyway. So, actually, you're right, because to be honest,
it'll be good to know before you forget next year.
yes.
And then you sort of have something lined up.
Yeah.
So the question we're asking is, how do you come back from doing something really, really stupid and offending your wife on your anniversary?
Yeah, repeatedly.
3483.
And anything you want to say to Keezy, too, on
Oh, no, it's
3483.
mostly the question, though. That's the most important thing.
It's all good, mate.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Tragically for Hoity J, over the weekend, I once again forgot my wedding anniversary. Which is pretty bad.
Again?
Yeah, it's 3 years in a row
Yeah, you
that's
got the
happened.
three-peat, man. Congrats.
And
kudos to you.
I think, to be fair, my wife's pretty filthy. She won't say anything, but it's just like simmering.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, she'd come to expect it now, surely.
Yeah, but I don't think that diminishes the disappointment somehow. You know what I mean? She expects it, but I think she hopes
for the best.
hopes beyond
Despite
hope
all
that
the evidence to the contrary.
this year might be different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I was thinking to myself, oh, God, I've got to really pull it out of the bag here now. And I know for a fact, because she'll be driving home right now, that she listens to the show
Oh, right.
driving home.
So you're going to set like a reminder in your calendar or something for next year? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I stayed up all night, Keezy,
Right.
writing her a poem because I knew that she would.
So you think a poem? Okay.
She'd be
horses-
hearing it, and hopefully
Yeah.
this might. So if you guys will indulge me, if that's okay,
Yep.
if you don't mind,
Oh,
just
look, man, yeah, absolutely. You
Thanks,
haven't
man.
given it to her yet?
Pardon?
You haven't given it to her yet?
What? Oh, the poem.
The poem.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, not the poem. Sweat dripping from my body.
Oh.
We both at this party. So come on and show me your moves. I got some things I can teach too. If you want to see. Oh. You say you need a shot of a Henny? Then you're ready. Do what you need to do, because I'll be waiting for you. It's about to get hot and heavy. Oh. It's really late. You're getting close and the lights are off. Your body's in sync to the beat of my heart, and I can feel your nature rising while I wind on you. Let's dance like we're making love, making love. Let's dance like we're making love, making love. Let's dance like we're making love. Oh. Thanks, mate. If you're down, just maybe we dance like we're making babies. As soon as our song comes on, 'cause girl, we got all night long. So if you're ready, I'm ready to get it on. Come on. Oh.
Moving.
Thanks, man.
I reckon
Moving.
that, yeah,
That's from the heart, eh?
that's going to do
From
the
the
job.
Pardon?
From the who?
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
You'll be aware of the fact that I missed my wedding anniversary this last weekend, so I wrote a poem for my wife, which I did on live radio yesterday as a way of redeeming myself.
If you'd missed it, check out the podcast, by the way.
She didn't hear it.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God. Did you
what-
tell her to check out the podcast?
Oh, no, she hates the podcast.
What?
Yeah.
Grounds for divorce?
She says I get enough of it at home, let alone bloody deliberately listening to it.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what I
true.
mean?
So she missed it. Oh, man.
Hey, but I understand it's a very special day for you as well, Mogi.
Oh, not really, man.
Oh, no, not for you personally,
No.
but for someone in your life.
No, I might. Yeah, it's my wife's birthday, but
Oh,
it's
you're
not
nice.
special for me.
No,
Right.
I know it's not
Shouldn't
special.
it be,
no,
though?
sorry, I'll rephrase that. It's a special day for someone else in your life.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So
nice.
yeah, pretty cool, man. Like, today is the anniversary of the day that she was born.
I think that's a pretty big deal, though, you know.
For her,
You know, oh, okay, yeah.
what?
No.
I just wondered if
Yeah, I
you
just thought-
sort of prepared anything, or you
Well, I'm sort
You
of
know,
like
yeah.
you in that vein, Hoity J. It just doesn't
register.
float my boat.
But the
Yeah,
difference
yeah,
is he forgets, whereas you know.
I remember, yeah.
Oh,
I never
no,
forget it.
no,
Yeah.
no. To be
I mean, the
fair,
amount she goes on about it, how am I meant to forget it?
and from my point of view, it's not that I forget. It's just that it's not really my thing. You know, I'm not really
Yeah.
interested.
Right.
I mean, I don't really care
I sit
about
front, Keezy.
birthdays or anniversaries or any of that stuff. It's just not important to me
Right.
unless
No.
it's my birthday.
Is it important to her,
It's
though?
my birthday, then it matters.
Right.
Let me put it this way: if it was my birthday and my wife had got the shit, would hit the proverbial fan.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't think that's fair. Okay.
Would the proverbial have hit the fan, or the shit would have hit the proverbial fan?
The proverbial would have hit the fan.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's
What-
one of those things, and then you know the texts are starting to come in now. Oh, what are we doing for my birthday? And
Did you at least, you know, like, get her a present or anything?
Nah. Well, no. But see, this is the thing, Keezy, and this is the beauty about working in radio.
Oh, yeah?
I got old producer Pugs, to wrap us up a few treats. I got her a bug assault gun. Got her some Burger King dollars.
Nice.
And got her a Backbone t-shirt, triple XL. Hopefully it'll fit.
So your wife has her birthday and you just raid the prize cupboard and just give her like a Whopper voucher.
Mate, that's you can't get your hands on that merch. Where are you going to get a Backbone t-shirt?
No, I know.
They're sold out, man.
I feel like
everywhere. I mean, those are priceless, mate.
yeah, but it's his wife's birthday. I mean, a Backbone T-shirt. I mean, you know.
Triple XL, you say?
Yeah, that's all they had left, man. They're sold out. Sold out.
Did you
So
give her
it'll be like a nightshirt on her because she's only little.
Like a 90.
Nighty, yeah, nightshirt.
Yeah.
And you reckon she'll like that?
I mean, look, man, I've made my effort, and then after that, it's in God's hands. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just got a text from the wife.
The Hodaki Big Show. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
I had a good one last night, actually, just on the DL.
Sweet.
Watching a bit
Mate,
of
can
TV. What?
Before you even start, goes no further than the studio,
Yeah,
mate.
good on you, mate.
Yeah.
You recording this, Pugs?
No.
Good.
You're catching on, Pugs.
And I was sitting there watching TV with the missus last night. I won't tell you what because we're going to talk about it later and what's on the telly with Mike Minogue. It's a segment we do sort of around about 6:30 there. Good segment.
If you've
you haven't
never
heard it.
caught that, by the way, make sure you stay tuned because she's a doozy.
She's a ripper. Anyway, sitting there with the old missus there on the old couch there, and I just thought I'd lean over and just give her one of me hugs that I can give. Quite a good hugger. And as I was reaching around, not that reach around, Pugs,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
filthy
Oh,
animal.
Phil,
You're
come
a
on.
pig, man.
Pugs,
You
please.
said it.
Disgusting.
Sorry.
Eyes to the front.
And I reached around across the front of my wife, in between, if you can imagine, the television and her face.
Yes.
She's seen the hand coming across. I'm sitting to her right. She's to my left there.
Yes.
I'm going around with my right hand. My intention is to have a hug. As she's seen the hand come across me, quick as a flash, she's given me a high five. The old high five there. I don't think my wife's ever given me a high five. I've certainly never asked for one.
Right.
What stage of the relationship is the high five?
Because you got in touch with me last night about this.
I did. I thought I've got to chuck that in the old document.
Yeah, and as I put it, for me, she's downhill from there, mate.
Yeah, you're saying that.
When you show signs of affection, I do the same thing. I just sort of, like my wife will be cooking at the stove there, and I'll sort of nudge up against her and just sort of rub my head up and down her.
You're saying your favourite way to show her affection is to get her in a headlock and rub your knuckles across her head there. A noogie. I think they call it a noogie.
noogie,
There you go,
yeah.
noogie, 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 noogie.
Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Yeah.
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 And she says that she doesn't like it.
No, well, she got a little bald patch there because I was doing it so often, you know what I'm saying? And but I'll just do the sort of head nudge.
Yeah.
Imagine, if you will, a horse on a post.
Yeah. Or a cat.
Or a
On
cat.
a leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sort of, and she'll kind of sigh and just sort of,
Yeah. You're saying when she cooks your dinner and that and she puts it on the table, you call her a good bastard and give her a dead arm.
yeah. It's, she is a good bastard
Oh,
too.
yeah,
let me
she's a
tell
top
you, mate.
man.
She's a top. She's great. But no, and getting back to your wife there, your lovely wife. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're wanting to give your partner a cuddle there, Pugs, or initiate a bit of the old, what do you do, mate? Do you just come out with it, or do you do a Minogue high five or a hoity nuzzle?
You know, like it's sort of like when you're dapping your bro up. You do the side high five, and then the old pat
yeah.
on the back.
Oh, yeah.
You bring it in.
You haven't been in your relationship long either, eh, man?
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
not that long.
Yeah. Not much longer either, by the sounds of it, Pugs.
You don't reckon?
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
I'm in an awkward position here where I actually really need advice from you guys. Is that all good?
Yeah.
No, we're here to help, Keezy.
And I know you guys are both into your cooking, especially you, Jace. Love your
Yes.
cooking. This Saturday, I've decided to be romantic. I'm going to make my wife dinner and dessert, 3-course meal actually.
What's the first course?
I was thinking prawn cocktails.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
Is it sort of like a 1980s thing?
Yeah, is it? Yeah, I was going to say exactly that. In like a little martini glass with a bit of squirt of pink sort of mayo on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Thousand Island sauce. Yeah.
With,
Yeah.
Thousand
was
Island.
gonna
with
make
the, with
my
the
own.
lettuce.
Chopped up lettuce there.
Mind you,
Yeah.
having said that, Mogi,
The
I
tiny
used-
fork.
I used to love those.
Same. My grandma used to make them. They were delicious.
Little
Thanks,
bit of-
Keezy. So rather you didn't have a go at my gran.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Wow,
a little
yeah,
bit
sorry, I
of
didn't
lemon
realise I
juice,
did.
a little bit of lemon rind, a bit of cracked pepper. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm making for the
Chicken
entree.
parmigiana for the main.
Hang on, no, that's a good one though. But I was thinking the reason I'm making that for the entree is because I can make that and just chuck it in the fridge, good to go whenever.
Yeah.
And then same with dessert. I thought I'd do a dessert that you can just pull out whenever. So I'm going chocolate mousse,
Chocolate mousse.
like a chocolate.
Are you
mousse.
making it or what are you doing? You're buying it?
No, I'll make it. I'll make it.
Have you heard of instant pudding?
Yes.
Just do that, man.
Oh no, I want to like put some work into it and show
Yeah,
how
well,
much
no,
she
this
means
is the
to
great
me.
thing about instant pudding. You just, whiz it up and just chuck it in there. She solidifies and she won't be any the wiser. Save yourself a hassle.
Well, it's not about me tricking her
And
and her
I
not
think,
being the
I
wiser.
think she'd really appreciate it.
What?
Just don't tell her it's that. Just tell her
Right.
it's chocolate mousse.
Right, okay. So that's dessert sort of. And then for the main, I was going to do chicken on couscous.
Chicken on couscous.
So like a
A bed of
a bed of
couscous?
couscous, yep. And then sort of like a nice chicken breast, which I'll sort of oven bake.
You're obsessed, man. Anyway, yep.
What do you mean? With what,
no,
chicken?
no, it's all good, mate.
do you-
No, carry on.
Yeah,
Oven bake.
Oven bake it.
Oh, that's dangerous. You don't want to over dry it.
Well, I'm not going to over dry it or even dry it. I was going to set it to a timer.
Oh, yeah.
And then make like a stuff it almost, you know what I mean? Stuff it with like apricots and that, and cream cheese,
Oh, God.
bacon.
Yeah.
Are you going to have anything in the couscous?
Wow, the chicken's going to be on the
There's
bed.
a bit of lemon
sleeping.
rind in
What's
that.
romantic about this, by
Yeah,
the way?
yeah, I'm trying to figure that
Well,
out
it's
There's
myself.
nothing romantic about apricots.
Yeah, and cheese in chicken.
Well, hang on, I'm not trying to be
You might as
romantic.
well
I'm
just
just trying
buy her
to.
a
You said you were
sizzler.
making a romantic dinner.
Well, I
Yeah.
make it, and by that it's more the me.
Making an effort.
Making
for once
a
in your
massive
life.
effort.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
she
yeah.
cooks all the time and you do
No,
nothing.
well, I do a drive show till 7, Jay, so it makes sense for her to cook most nights.
right,
And me
okay.
to
Get
do
it
the
ready,
dishes.
before you came to work. Given
Wow.
you do
Yeah,
jack
I mean,
shit
I-
all day.
For
Busy, pretty
example,
busy, Mike.
I've prepped today's meal for my wife.
Right, what are you having?
Pardon?
What are you having?
Lasagna.
You prepped it. See, actually, lasagna would be good.
Yeah.
Maybe I should. But what do you like?
Lasagna with a garden salad.
Yes.
And
Your
then
avocado, a little bit of cherry tomatoes, a lovely sort of
Bit of red onion in there.
Bit of red
What
onion.
about balsamic
vinaigrette.
vinegar?
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
We're talking designated drivers. Given that it's a Friday night, people going out to party with their partners, who's going to drive home? Uber has changed that sort of dynamic a little bit, but I've seen some absolute hoorah fights with people trying to decide who's going to be the one that's to be sober. What are the people saying, Keezy, on 3483?
A lot of good texts coming through. My misso doesn't drink, so that way I can get absolutely keezied and spew in her car on the way home.
Yeah, nice quality.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Going out. Oh,
And what I used to find when my wife drove home and I was steamed is she really seemed to enjoy the conversations we had.
Right.
Especially when I'd made an absolute ass of myself at a party or a gathering. Well,
She'd bring it up.
yeah, we'd have a little chats about it.
I've had a few of those. Yeah,
It's been a
always
busy day, darling.
good. My wife and I are devout Christians, so after finishing all of our bourbons, we let Jesus take the wheel.
Jesus, take the wheel.
For going out with her mates, she drinks and I drive, and vice versa.
Right, okay.
Nothing worse if I volunteer to drive and the missus doesn't get absolutely hammered. Because what's the point?
Fair point, man.
That could have been me.
You know what I mean? I could have been having a really good time. Instead, I'm being miserable, being sober in the
Thank
corner, not
you.
talking to anyone.
Thank you.
Being really awkward.
So many friggin' texts coming
Did you
through.
read
A
any of
lot of
them?
them are to do with illegal
Girlfriend's
stuff.
pregnant, free taxi for 6 more months.
Handy.
That is good, isn't
I
it?
mean, I don't want to say that I had 4 kids for that reason, Mogi, but it wouldn't be inaccurate.
But there's that other one there, Keys. I'm not sure if you read it out, that said last one to drink 4 bourbon and Cokes drives.
We share the driving. I always drive there. She always drives home.
Yeah, no, that's a good that's a good call as well.
Yeah.
You know what I
Hey
mean?
guys, I don't really care. I just want some BK. Cheers. So a lot of good stuff coming through.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I'm starting to think that if it's her mates, she can have a good time and you can drive, and if it's your mates, vice versa. I think that's quite a good way to do it.
Yeah.
No, I was just interested in how other couples actually work out the deal. And it depends on who's the pisshead and who's not the pisshead as well, of
that's
course.
right. It's
You know
sort of
what I
like
mean?
the way I work it out is I've got a huge drinking problem, so I'll drink and you drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like a fair deal.
Yeah.
Done. Delivered. Here's Franz
Because you
Ferdinand.
won't like me when I'm sober,
No.
you know.
Oh, no one
I'll
likes
kick-
me sober.
I'll kick up a real
And you're great
stink.
when you're drunk.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
My wife and I have been together now 27 years. And
26.
never once, Mogi, we're in our 27th.
Right, sure.
Never once has she admitted to me that she finds another man attractive.
Oh.
So much so that, you know, there'll be a stud on the old TV.
Radio?
And I go,
Yeah.
you find him attractive though, eh? Oh, not really.
Yeah.
Or we'll be in a room of men and women, and I'll go and say to her, if you could shag any of the men in this room, which
Sure.
man would it be? No biting. She doesn't go there. None of them.
Yes.
She won't ever admit to me that she finds another man attractive.
Well, I think something that's going on here is probably how you're framing it. Because you're saying, admit to me.
Well,
Which means there's
no.
something to be guilty about.
No, but-
she feels like you're setting a trap.
No, but I've also approached it in a very... There's no judgment here. I'm just curious. I mean, do you find him attractive?
What about him?
What
about him?
Well, I know.
I suppose you find him attractive.
Oh, you want to
It's
wreck
like-
them all?
She's gone, you know, she's done the classic sort of, oh, yeah, Brad Pitt. Yeah.
Sure,
he's-
sure.
he's
Well, we
good
all
looking.
want-
Yeah, I
we
mean, we
all
all
want
want to
to
have
have Brad Pitt.
But even like, hey, what's your hall pass? What's
Yeah.
your hall pass here?
Yeah.
No, she just won't bite. She won't go there. What is it
Why
like
do you
with
think
you guys?
that? Why do you think it is that? Why do you think that is? What's going on there?
You don't have
because
like
he
a-
cannot tell me in 27 years she has not been attracted to another man.
Thank
How
you.
can she not be?
Indeed.
The thing about it is, the bar's so low, if you don't mind me saying. She must be attracted to every other man if she's attracted to you.
Maybe that's it.
If you don't mind him saying.
Maybe that is she takes the finger out of the dike.
Yeah.
And I am drowned by a tsunami of men she
yeah,
finds
yeah,
attractive.
yeah.
By the way-
I didn't think of it that way.
A dike is another name for a dam, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just clarifying. Yeah, cool. To be honest, Jace, I'm in a very similar situation. My wife never admits that anyone else is good looking. And it's like, if she hadn't met me, she'd just be alone her whole life, is the vibe I'm getting.
exactly.
Yeah.
But that seems unrealistic, right?
Yeah, well, that's what
think
I feel.
so.
What about you, Mogi? I mean, what does your wife admit to finding
Well,
other
it's an
men?
interesting story, actually. I'll get to this. I'll talk about this after the break.
Oh, wow. Just out of curiosity, Jace, have you ever showed her a photo of the Big Show?
Oh, she occasionally browses the Insta.
Yeah? And she's
Usually
not.
rolls her eyes and goes,
Yeah. My wife
What
does
was
the
that?
same.
What did that sound like?
no, not that.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
We've been talking just before about the fact that in the 27th year of my marriage, my wife will still not admit to me that she finds other men attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's the
And
same.
in fact, when I give her the hall pass, she doesn't take the bait, she doesn't bite, she's not interested. When I point out men on the television, I say, well, you surely got to find him attractive. I mean, he's hot. Nothing.
When she was watching Wellington Paranormal.
No, she's not into that. She hates that show.
That's what she tells you. Well, actually,
But do you know what I mean?
interesting.
And you try, and I try and do it in a look. This is a non-judgmental thing, my love. I mean,
Yeah.
I accept that there are some very attractive men in the world. I'm just curious as to know which ones they are.
The thing with this is, do you have a history of
No,
lashing out, being jealous, anything like that?
no,
So there's nothing that would set this up, like as
no.
a defense mechanism?
No, well, you're in the same situation, aren't you, Keith?
yeah, I'm in a very similar situation. My wife always just says, nah, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Mogi? I
Well,
mean, what's
exactly
the
the
situation
same,
for you?
interestingly enough. Exactly the same.
Right.
At no point in our time together, almost 10 years now, has she ever shown any interest in another man, and like even conversationally.
Yes.
And in fact, I constantly am pointing out good-looking men.
yes.
Look at that bastard.
God, he's a go.
And she's like, ugh.
Look at him in his two T-shirts.
Look
What a
at him.
hottie.
Yeah.
God almighty. Look at the schnoz on that bastard over there, the lucky son of a
But
bee.
he's hung like a rogue stallion.
And nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, because I don't believe that she doesn't find anybody else attractive.
That's the point.
So it feels like it's lying to my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we're getting divorced, obviously, because I'm not
Over that.
I'm not going to.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
I'm not standing for
The
that.
fact
man.
that she won't find other men attractive.
All I want is for her to find other men attractive and
Yes.
tell me that she finds other men attractive. That's not too much to ask, is it? That's
wouldn't
not
have
weird.
thought so.
What am I, some
Well,
kind of freak?
Well, it seems pretty weird. So you're basically putting her in a situation where, unless you tell me that you find other men attractive, I
Yeah.
will divorce you.
Point them out.
When she does point them out, what are you going to do?
Yeah, agree or disagree. How hot?
Well, interestingly enough, you were saying off air, Keezy, talking about history. You recalled when your partner you got together for the first time, and
Oh,
she,
yeah.
had an ex-boyfriend who she still had a bit of a thing for, and he turned up, and you dedooshed him. So maybe that's got something to do with it.
No, remember, I tried to deduce him and then he deduced me.
dedoosed
Oh, that's
you, and
right.
then
And
she
then my
was,
pants
You had
fell
to
down
get
and
the
I tripped over.
nebulizer.
And they
And you
nebulized
felt sorry
me.
for
and
you,
you
yeah.
shat yourself,
And I shat myself.
and she felt like, oh, Keezy.
Oh, a little Keezy.
Yeah,
I'll take a
yeah.
little Keezy under my wing. But I'd like to know, it'd be good to get some callers on 0800 Hodaki.
Yes.
If you are a person who tells their partner that you are not attracted to anybody else, you don't find, there's nobody you find attractive, ring us up and tell us why you say that, because you don't believe that.
No, you're lying.
Surely.
You're lying.
Surely.
So I want to know just what the thought process is.
And
Yeah,
actually,
totally.
to convince you to call 0800 Hodaki and admit this stuff, I do have BK vouchers here which we can give
Thank
out.
you.
So get stuck in and tell us why you lie all the time.
You liar.
Yeah, reckon.
But I am genuinely interested to know
Same.
the reason why.
27 years, Nogie.
Because the other thing is people say, oh, but you might be jealous, might not want to tell you, but I don't care, like we're married, it's over.
Yes, it's done and dusted.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Hey, now we had a fascinating conversation yesterday, didn't we, fellas?
Certainly did,
A
Jace.
revelation that came to the forefront, which we all had something in common with, and that was that our partners never admit to finding other men attractive.
That's right.
And even when we pressed the issue, you'd be in a room of men who, for example, in this room, do you think is attractive? They just don't go there. They refuse to name any men that they find attractive, which is not believable.
And it's like they think that we're setting a trap for them, but I'm just interested to know.
I actually spoke to my wife about it last night, and I said, why is that? And she said, because we're not stupid.
But I don't. That's
See, I talked to my wife about it and she thought about it and she said, I don't know, does it mean that they're content with their husbands? You know what I mean?
Well, it can't
that's
be that.
You don't reckon?
No.
It's not
because
that.
of your situation.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely not that, and it's one doesn't preclude the other.
Right.
Indeed.
Yeah,
and
true
and
that,
the
true
idea
that.
and the idea that you get married and then you all of a sudden nobody else in the world is attractive. It doesn't seem it's
No,
not
no,
right.
no,
Yeah, it's not right. But
And
then
but that you pretend that no one else is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I opened the floodgates.
Oh god.
You know what I mean? And I got a proverbial list of hot men.
Oh, wow. So she admitted heaps of them.
Oh, heaps of them.
Right.
In fact, it was. I was actually quite overwhelmed by it in the end.
And was it all famous people or was it like people you guys know?
Oh no, all famous people, pretty much.
Zaz, my wife was an actor.
Yes, same.
Yeah.
She did say Terry's a good-looking fella.
Her personal trainer.
Yeah.
is.
Does that worry
well,
you?
I mean, I know
she's
that.
only human, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that sort of goes without saying, that one.
But does that worry you?
Because it was funny because I said to her, I mean, surely you find Terry, for example, attractive. And she was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Do I?
Yep. Andrew Scott was her favourite, the Irish actor. If you're familiar with
No one
the
will be,
show
but-
Fleabag, he played the priest.
Oh, the priest off Fleabag.
Fleabag, yeah.
Well, he wildly popular with the ladies.
Yes,
That
and-
character specifically.
Yes, and Irish as well, which adds to the glams.
Yeah, for Zah, for my wife, I've got it out of her, and she said Daniel Day-Lewis
Yeah.
in My Left Foot. Because she said there's acting and it was so incredible that she was just like, oh my God, this guy is...
I, funnily enough, saw a Daniel Day-Lewis film just the other day called There Will Be Blood.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
made his comeback.
Yeah.
Fascinating. And you had a revelation, Kesey. You had a breakthrough on this front.
Yeah. Sorry, I just looked up My Left Foot. I'd never heard of it.
Good movie, man.
nice.
He won an
Great
Academy
movie.
Award for that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
superb.
My wife, she wouldn't admit it for ages, and then finally admitted it. And she's like, "Fine, if I had to choose someone, show that we watch all the time, Grand Designs, the host of Grand Designs."
The UK one, that old fella.
No, not Kevin McLeod, absolute legend, by the way.
Jeez, he's pushing it.
No, the new
Bloody hell.
the new host of the New Zealand one.
Oh, so he's in New Zealand.
Yeah, he's a New Zealand fella. I think he's from Britain originally, and then came here, and But
So he's got an accent. He's got a
wee
British
bit.
accent.
A bit of
Yeah,
a
wee
British
bit.
accent.
He's in New
and
Zealand.
And he's hot.
snazzy dresser. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And so
mean-
I was like, that's fair enough. Yeah, I like that show. I like him. I think he's
But
good.
the thing is about it is he's in New Zealand and there's every chance that she's going to run. This is not somebody that's, this is not Daniel Day-Lewis. This is not Andrew Scott. This is not Brad Pitt.
Exactly.
This is
Yeah,
old
yeah,
mate
yeah.
lives down the street.
Well, he doesn't live down the street.
Well, he probably does.
Oh, he-
Well, I don't know.
Probably in the vicinity.
Everywhere in New Zealand's down
I
the
think
street.
what's
still fine,
She
right?
might
I
run
mean-
into him at the supermarket.
I think
Well, I
what
doubt it.
Then
Mogi's
where are you
saying,
then?
what Mogi is saying here, Keezy, is that this is infinitely possible that your lovely wife will run into this man somewhere.
Well, that's fine,
At
we're
the
married.
veggie shop, at the supermarket, could be anywhere.
But the whole reason we're having
the
this
swimming pool,
The,
the
swimming
sauna,
pool. Oh God, the sauna.
Well, I don't think.
the gym there.
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean,
Spot ya.
the whole reason. I don't think he's going to spot it.
He might be listening to the show right now and go, "Hello,"
Right.
and admire her. You know what I mean?
Well, if that is the case, eyes to the front, bloody Grand Designs guy.
Yeah.
But the whole reason we've been having this discussion is because we're so secure in our relationships. We're not worried, right?
I'm not worried about mine.
I'm not worried about mine.
It's Daniel
either.
Day-Lewis, man.
Yeah.
Right,
you know what I
Mine's
mean?
Andrew Scott, and Ashton Kutcher.
Right.
Not the guy that lives in Auckland.
So I should be worried about that.
Well, definitely you should be.
Should I hit her up about it? Do
Oh.
you reckon I should get real fired up and hit her up about it?
You're cool, man.
Right.
I trust your instincts, brother.
Yeah, same actually. I'm going to.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
I love you so much.
We need to talk.
I'm going out with the boys. Hey, babe, have we got anything on this weekend?
Relationship advice with Jason Mike. Fellas, I wonder if it's okay if I might hijack relationship chat.
Yeah, man.
And on this occasion, if I might.
Yeah.
Something that's been bugging me.
It's-
Wow.
How do you say that?
It's been bugging me.
That's it.
Yeah. So good.
And it's to do with my relationship and my wife.
Oh, yeah. Moa.
And I think it's pretty clear to the audience out there that over the years of Hoodie J being a top radio DJ, rated number 1 in the country, I've said some things maybe about her which I possibly regret.
Oh,
And there's been,
yeah.
and I feel like, and we often talk about when I get home, she'll say, "Oh, I see you said this about me on the Instagram,"
Yeah,
or blah blah
yeah.
blah, and I was like, "Oh, you know what I mean?" And I just feel like it's impacting our relationship at the moment. And sometimes I mean I can come across as, I love her obviously massively.
Why did you... Sorry for the people at home. When Joe said love, he did the inverted commas with his fingers.
I did find that weird.
That was weird, but
Yeah.
obviously the audience can't see that. So
Yeah.
It was more the Playboy bunny ears.
Oh, is that
I
what it
trying
was?
to get
Oh,
there.
is that what it was?
Yeah. But I've realised that these things can have an impact on a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I might say casually on air, might be misconstrued, and
Well-
I just feel like
Was there a particular thing that you said? Like, was it when you said that she can't cook pasta? Because you
I
said that a
remember,
lot.
that's funny you bring that up. 'Cause
Well-
like really early on in the show, you'd be banging on and on about she can't cook. The pasta was
Yeah.
particularly horrendous,
Well,
and then she'd have a shot at, a lasagna or whatever it might be, and you're like, I'm just better as a cook at everything than what she does, and I have to pretend that I
look,
like
I
it.
don't want to go
And it's
into
such a
the
foul- Oh, we don't have to go into it, but is that what
right.
you meant?
Did I say foul? Did I?
Oh, horrendous.
Right. Oh, like
You were going.
Oh, well, I don't recall saying that, but I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty
Can
of
you
it.
bring up the
I mean,
video- the
I
audio of
don't
that
want...
Pugs,
Well,
mate?
no, Pugs, there's no need to bring up the audio of it. I don't want to, flog a dead horse, as it were,
Sure.
Right.
Mogi, but I just feel like...
Well, hang on. Well, in order for us to address it, we need to know what particular thing. Was it like
Well, I
when
don't know if
the
you've
other
gone
day?
too far if we don't know what you're talking
Well,
about.
I mean, it's just the general vibe of some of the things I say
Oh,
sometimes.
okay. What about like a month ago when you were dissing her little rabbits that she sows?
Oh, yeah.
What I
And
did
what
it
were you
on...
saying? She was a
Easy.
when with the
She's listening. I know she
with
is.
the, when you got all the you keep heaps of stuff. You're buying stuff on Trade Me, like she buys stuff on Trade Me.
Oh, yeah.
Did
Is
I
that
say
what you mean?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't recall bringing that up.
Can you bring the audio up of that?
Oh,
Parks?
no, Parks, it's fine. We don't need to find any audio. It's
Or
just,
is it just the general,
yeah,
all of it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's
So,
just the sort of general vibe
Yeah, okay.
of some of the stuff I've said, and maybe I've been a bit unfair towards Terry at times, and the whole Terry thing too.
So
and-
what you want to know
What's
how
the
to
question?
how to make amends?
Well, yeah, I just how do I make amends when I've done stuff, and I've been doing it for so long. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
it's hard to know how to address.
Well, the audience, why don't we flip it round? We always help the audience. They could text us on 3483. How do they make amends? You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
And then we could come back and help you out. I think
Yeah.
it would
That'd
help
be
to really
great.
narrow down what particular thing it is.
Oh, look, I don't want to get into the specifics
Right.
about, the things that I may or may not have said on
Yeah.
or off air.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that, that's doing me any favours.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The spare room and all that sort of stuff, and her filling it up with stuff.
Yeah.
That's, it's meant as a,
Filling it up with what?
well, just,
Crap, you said.
did I say that, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, no. Just got a text, fellas.
But you don't mean it though, right?
Oh, I mean, it's just jesting and stuff.
Why is he doing
Yeah.
the weird apostrophes
Yeah.
thing again?
Yeah.
Oh,
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.